Hi guys, you are welcome to today's episode. I still remain your host, DD Eagerness King. You are welcome to today's Monday talk show. Today we want to talk about purpose of marriage. Purpose of marriage. That's what we'll be talking about today. Natasha, who am I seeing? Natasha, baby. Good evening. Long time. Long time. I hope you are doing great. Thank you for the love. Thank you, my dear. Thank you. I hope you are doing great. Today, I want to talk about purpose of marriage. What is the purpose of marriage? Because it's as if people are just going into marriage all in the name because people are getting married. They don't have the purpose why they Flo J. Good evening, good evening. Thank you for coming. Thank you. What is the purpose of marriage? People are getting into marriage today because they are seeing it as if it's a necessity. Okay, because my friend got married, me too, I will want to be married. Because my sister is preparing for her marriage, me too, I will still like to become Mrs. Somebody. So what is the purpose? What do you people think that is the purpose for marriage? Okay, before I will talk the topic proper, the story why I want to do this video is because of what is trending now. This our Nollywood superstar Stella Damasus. Okay, Stella Damasus that has been married to 3 men, and the third marriage just crashed. So what is the purpose of marriage? What do people really think? And what does God Almighty told us about marriage? Oduwa, you are welcome. Good evening. Good to see you. Thank you, Natasha. Thank you, guys. So what is the purpose God planned for marriage? Okay, the purpose God have when we are talking about marriage is different from when human think about marriage. Human mentality is different from the purpose God have already asked man and woman to get married, to become one. If you cannot keep yourself, so it's biblical. Okay, it is what biblical. So there are some points I would like to talk about that I put down. The purpose of marriage, number one, should have been friendship. Friendship. Before you decide to ask somebody hand in marriage, I believe it will start from friendship. You cannot just see somebody on the road and say, I want to propose to you, or will you be my wife? I believe two of you must have been courting, two of you must have known each other, even though it is little. Though some people court for a few months, and before you know, they will just take each other to the altar because that bond is there. Okay, so but number one reason I am saying here is friendship. I think one of the purpose of marriage should be friendship. Because if you really love your friend, let's use our mutual friends as an example now. Somebody you love, you can have up to like 50 friends. There are some people that can keep up to that number of friends. Some can also keep 10 friends. But among the 10 friends, there is one they will say best friend. This is a friend that you can confide in, you can tell your secrets, you can cry on his or her shoulder when the need be. You can share your pain with, you can share your merriment with among all your friends. Okay, that is best friend. So the purpose of marriage, number one, should be friendship. But I have now come to realize, and the fact is that most marriages now in today's society, I'm sorry to say it, there is no friendship. There is no friendship. The other day, I watched a video whereby a lady said when she got married to her husband, she was not in love with the husband. She just want to get married because age is no longer on her side. You know, it affects us the most, we that are women, when we are getting due for marriage. It's not like men, okay? Before you start having babies, before you know, menopause will catch up on you. So she said that she wasn't in love with the husband before she got married. But when they got married, because of the love the husband shown to her, she started developing strong affection for the husband. So what am I trying to say here? Number one purpose of marriage should be friendship, because God in the Bible created Eve as a helpmate, as a friend in that huge garden of Eden that were full with animals. So that was why God now noticed that Adam will be lonely, or Adam was lonely. Okay, even though there are a lot of animals, they said a dog is a friend to human. I believe dog was among one of the animals that were there then, but that is not human. Okay, so friendship should be number one when we talk about marriage. Then another one I put down here, I said companionship. Companionship, there are two different meaning between friendship and companionship. Marriage, a purpose for marriage, there should be companionship. Okay, two of you have to bond, two of you have to flow in anything you are doing. That companion should be there, that unity should be there, that love, that discussion. You cannot just take a decision by yourself, whether you are the man or the woman, without the consent of your spouse. It is wrong. Even though one will not be in support of what you are doing, at least tell your spouse that this is what I want to do. Okay, that is another one. So I've talked about the friendship, I've talked about companionship. I believe we all know what friendship is, we all know what companionship is. There's another one I put down here, that marriage should also be seen as a garden. I believe all of us here knows what a garden is. A garden is a small piece of land, a small piece or a space in our compound that we cherish, that we groom, that we nurture. Okay, a garden can also be a private. It could your garden could be private, where you can go and relax and have fun with your friends and family if you want to take your friends to your garden. So that is how I also see marriage. Marriage should be a garden that you cherish. If you see the wife, you need to see how they cherish their garden so much. They spend on their garden. They will plant beautiful flowers in their garden. They make sure that they weed their garden. The flowers, they always water. They take good care of the garden. So that is another purpose of how marriage is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a garden which we cherish. If you love gardens, you will take good care of your garden. Among your neighborhood, you will not want your own garden to look unkempt. So you will always want to take good care of your garden. It's common in the Western world, or Oyibo people world. We Africans, though few Africans, few Nigerians, love garden and they take care of their gardens. They can even go extra mile, employ a gardener to take good care of their gardens. Okay, though it is not our culture, but now some Nigerians are doing it. So marriage for that as a purpose should also be seen as a garden. I put that down. Then another one I put here is for sexuality. Yes, it is not a sin when you are married to your wife, you meet your wife, okay, for sexuality, for pleasure, to bring forth children. It's biblical. The Bible even says that go into the world and multiply. It's talking about to have children, okay. You meet your spouse, then conception will take place, then you start multiplying. That is another purpose of marriage in our lives. It's not for just say I am married just so you look the man face in the morning. Oh, the man will be looking the woman's face too in the afternoon, that you are so beautiful. No, if marriage is not for sexuality, I don't think Adam and Eve would have been man and wife. God wouldn't have even made Eve for Adam. He knew that Adam cannot sleep with animal, or Adam cannot be masturbating. That was why he created a woman in his own likeness to be his wife, so that two of them can be sleeping together as man and wife and to produce. Because had it been Adam and Eve are not made, okay, I don't think there would have been reproduction. Though there's nothing God cannot do, but I don't think God now we now have the time to be creating people, creating. So all of us now come from different family, different background, different country, different origin. How would that have happened if not reproduction? Okay, so marriage for a purpose. This word, you are welcome. Thank you for coming. Social media, you are welcome. Thank you. So marriage for a purpose, as a purpose, is sexuality is also involved. So it is not a crime. So people should not be ashamed that hey, I am married now, and maybe when you are pregnant, early pregnancy, the tummy have not started showing, you will be ashamed, covering yourself and all that. No, you can only do that maybe when you have what we call highway pregnancy. Okay, but if you are really married, the way the Bible said that a man will leave his parents and cleave to a woman, two of them shall become one. You should be proud that you are pregnant, and you should also be happy that you are fertile. Because the Bible made us understand that there are some women in the Bible, it is recorded, that are barren. And you know, if Bible scholars are in the house, you know what that means. When a woman is barren, she will be weeping all through the night. By the time she sees her neighbor passes with her baby, or she sees her younger sister that just got married yesterday is heavily pregnant, no matter how you are, no matter who you are, you must feel that pain. You must want to behold motherhood. Okay? So, a purpose I said for marriage, another purpose is for sexuality. So, people should not think that it's only for friendship, or it's only for companionship, or only as garden. As I said, you have to nurture your garden, which is your spouse, which is your private. Okay, because of what is happening today in the society. I don't know whether people are really following the word of God, because marriage has a purpose. When it comes to the garden is something that is private. Until you allow your visitor to go into the garden, that is the only way they can see your garden. Okay, so that is how marriage is supposed to be today in the society. It's supposed to be private. But nowadays, I don't understand. Now, marriage now is like public commodity to some women. They don't cherish their marriage as the way we cherish garden. So they live the kind of life they want to, and it's not supposed to be so as the Bible says. So I've talked about reproduction because God said that we should be fruitful and to multiply. Then another purpose for marriage is that marriage is the image of God. Marriage is the image of God. If you are a Christian, no matter how beautiful you are, no matter how handsome you are, if you don't put God first in your marriage, it might fail. You have to put God first. You don't need to trust, I'm married to a saint. I know my husband no go fit do this thing. Or I'm married to a saint as a wife. My wife cannot do this thing. No. Don't put your trust on your spouse. Put your trust in God. Because marriage is made as an image of God. The way God made man in his own image. Okay? So that is another purpose of marriage that I put down here, is an image of God, because God encouraged marriage. God supports marriage. God created it. So God had that purpose in mind when he was discussing with angels in heaven, when he was discussing with unborn Jesus Christ, that let's make man in our own image. He must have thought that even though we make man, man cannot just subdue the earth all by himself. There must be a companion, there must be a friend, there must be a wife, there must be somebody that both of them must be intimate, body to body. Okay? So that was why God made Adam to sleep that deep sleep, and he now removed a rib and created the wife. All right, guys, why I decided to do this video, this purpose of marriage, is because of a video that somebody sent to me. And if you are Nigerians in the house, there is this popular Nigeria actress called Stella Damasus. Stella Damasus is oh, Mark. Hello, Mark. You are welcome. You are welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you. Okay. So there's this popular Nigerian actress called Stella Damasus. There was a time people were saying that she snatched her best friend's husband, which made her to marry the third husband. The first husband was late. Okay, the first husband he married, I think J.A., was late. Then she married another husband, Emeka Nzeribe. The marriage lasts for just 7 months. 7 months before they eventually divorced. I think it was either 2011 they eventually divorced. She now snatched her best friend's husband and got married to the best friend's husband. Now, fans are happy that Stella Damasus' third marriage has crashed. That is what I am talking about here. Purpose of marriage. You that went to take somebody's husband, your friend's husband, you are coming to the house, you are eating, you are whining with this lady. She opened up everything to you, thinking you are a good person. At the end of the day, you snatched the man from your best friend. And you think karma will not come for you? Purpose of marriage. What was your aim? Yes, your first husband died. It's biblical. You can remarry. If you cannot keep yourself, you remarry the second husband, and the marriage did not last 7 months. You pack out of that marriage. You now went and snatched your best friend's husband, the third marriage. I must have believed that that lady, Doris Simeon, must have really gone through pains, agony, tears, that my best friend, that I call my own, came to my house, under my nose, under my roof, took my man, slept with my man, married my man, having fun with my man, relocated with my man, and at the end of the day, you think God, who is the author and finisher of marriage, we think that that marriage will last. It might only take some time, but don't forget that you wrong somebody. That marriage would have lasted had it been when you married your first husband that died, because the Bible said that when your spouse dies and you cannot keep yourself, you can remarry. Okay? But because your eyes are now like jumping chicken, you don't want to settle down. Your second marriage, nobody even knows what happened. At the end of the day, it just crashed. I'm not even keen about the second marriage. I am really angered because of the third marriage. The marriage she snatched her best friend's husband. At the end of the day, nemesis, karma. She is now divorced after the third husband. We are waiting for the fourth husband. That is not the purpose of marriage from God. God said marriage should be friendship. Marriage should be companionship. Then marriage, sexuality should be marriage. You can go and produce. When you see somebody that you genuinely love, two of you love each other, you can reproduce. You subdue the earth. Those are the intentions of God for marriage. Marriage as an image of God. God did not say that people should be taking people's husband. God did not support that. And at the end of the day, you put your best friend, Doris Simeon, in pain, a mother. Thank God that this man now have realized his senses and is trying to make things back with his first wife. Human beings. I always tell people that I don't think friendship exists anymore. For those that have good friendship, thank God for them. Okay? Because if friendship exists the way it used to be, I don't think that a true friend who eats and wine with you, who laugh with you in time of happiness, cry with you in time of pain, will at your back be eyeing your own husband. This one is not boyfriend matter now. A man that is married to you. And you think God will support that? God will not support that. Karma. There is what we call karma. It might take time. It might not be immediately. As far you have inflicted pains and agony, tears on a human, the God we serve will definitely one day revisit your case. And that is what God did to Stella Damasus. Okay? So, that is not the purpose of marriage from God for us. Have already key points the purpose. God made marriage. You guys too can still drop your own opinion, what you think. If you know any more purpose of marriage that you can still drop it, because we learn every day. I talked about friendship. The purpose of marriage, you have to be friends with your spouse. Your spouse should be your number one friend before your children. because it is you and your man that will now make your children. Okay, so your children should not come in between your spouse. Your husband is your husband, your wife is your wife, then your children comes, then your extended families who were your immediate families before. That is how the tree goes. All right. Then I talked about companionship as well. That marriage as a purpose should have companionship. Companion, you have to have love for each other. You have to do things with each other. You have to be open-minded to each other. You don't have to be secretive. Anything you want to do, you let your spouse know. Anything you want to do, even though you as a woman, you are earning more than your husband, let him know, open up. Then I talked about marriage as a garden. The way people nurture their garden is supposed to be something that is private. Until you invite your friends over to your garden, your friend have no right to walk from the driveway into your garden. Until you open your garden gate, that is when your friends will now walk to your garden. And maybe two of you now will now sit and dialogue at the garden. A garden is a space in our compound, a small space. It could be a big space. It depends on how wealthy, how big your compound is, that you cherish. You cherish your garden. If you see the way people cherish their gardens, the way they cherish pets like cats and then dogs, that is how marriage is supposed to be. You nurture it. You will not want your garden to look untidy. When you are seeing your next door garden being greenish, you will be envying your neighbor. That is how marriage is supposed to be. We are supposed to nurture our marriage. We are supposed to cherish our marriage because it is something we have decided that we are going into. And I said that it started from friendship, because you will not just see any person on the street and say, I want to marry you. You have to go through the friendship way. Then you study each other, even though the time of studying is not long until you say you want to marry you. But it is not today, you see the person. You now put ring today for the person finger. That is what I am trying to say here. All right. Okay, guys. So that is what I'm trying to say. Cheesy said you talked about Stella. What actually happened to her marriage? The marriage is crashed. The third marriage is crashed. As she married to I think Daniel. It's crashed now. Okay, so yeah, that is the thing we are talking about this world. When you put pains on your own fellow human being, then what do you think? What do you think? God, who with his infinite mercy, will visit you. Because what God says, that I know, the little knowledge I know when we talk about remarrying, I think is death. That is what God said you can do. If you cannot keep yourself, you can remarry. Okay, that is how it is. But not going to take care. Yes, that is it. That is it. Cheesy. Not going to take somebody's a husband, a woman like you, happily married, and at the end of the day, you think God will oh, I mistakenly deleted I mistakenly deleted this word message. I'm sorry about that. I wanted to make you a moderator. I'm making some of you moderator, guys, so you can drop your link and look for love. I'm making you guys moderator because I have the international people in the house, so you can bake with them, guys. You know how we do it. Okay, yes, I put down his name. His name is Daniel Ademi. If I cannot pronounce this, sorry, I'm not Yoruba. Daniel Ademinoka. Daniel Ademinoka. So fans are now expressing their happiness that the marriage to Daniel Ademinoka with Stella Damasus is over. So that is how it is. So God purpose for marriage is for enjoyment, for fun, for love, caring, affection. Okay, not the other way round. Not the other way round. So it is not a bad thing to have children, because I have seen some new mothers, some new married young ladies. They will say they are ashamed. They are ashamed that how can they walk on the road with pregnancy? Somebody that is married, though. Somebody that is married. So it's not one of the purposes is not for fruitfulness. So if you know you don't want to get pregnant, you might look ugly, because it depends on the hormone. Everybody with their hormone. Some people, when they are pregnant, you will see they will look so beautiful. Some, when they are pregnant, they will look so ugly. Okay, so because of the hormones, some will say, they so this is how it is. And if I had known, no, I wouldn't have gotten married at this early age. I would have waited. I would have want to enjoy myself. I would want to flex first before getting married. Look how I look like old mama now. So that is how it is. So guys, you can drop your link and connect, please. You can drop your link and connect. Okay. So I think I have really talked more the little I know about the purpose of marriage, and I'm not seeing anybody giving me their own purpose as well. A lot of marriage is under pressure. Sometimes the both of them are not meant for each other. Some marriage is packaging. That is the truth, my sister. Yes, Estella boss, you are right with that comment. Some marriages are packaging, okay, but the one I will not support is what Stella did. Is what Stella did. I don't know why she decided to do what she did. Gallivanting everywhere with this man. And you think this woman, and Africa for that matter, she will not put her knees on the ground, especially if she's in love with her man. She will not put her knees on the ground and pray against that marriage. Stella should just keep it up with her girls and forget it. And she had two girls from the I think the late husband. Eh? Okay, Kitty said what Stella did was awful. Kitty, why are you not showing blue? Now, boy, you. Okay. Okay, you can drop your link. The third marriage, and it's still counting. Okay? And they say a woman when he fine, na so e go dey always dey do until age tell on am. So that is Kiddies. I made you moderator. You can drop your link. You can drop your link. So that is how it is. So IBK is in the house. Please, you guys should grab IBK. All right. SA is in the house. Kiddies is in the house. Mark is here. You guys should grab Roots. Igberubuli. I'm sorry if I cannot pronounce the name well. I'm sorry. If Flo J is here too. You guys should grab. I don't know how I mistakenly just deleted I mistakenly deleted all these words. I wanted to make her a moderator. This word, if you are here, I'm sorry. It wasn't a deliberate act, okay? It wasn't deliberate. I wanted to make you a moderator so that you can drop your link. I mistakenly deleted your comments. Okay? Stella is not problem of the third marriage, because a lot of African men will tell you right to marry many wives. For me, not thing to shame for. What are you talking about, Essie? What are you talking about? I believe you are a woman and you are married, and somebody snatches your husband from you. Will you be happy about that? Except maybe you don't know what happened before now. Except you don't know. I said, and it's on the internet, you can go and read it out. Her first marriage, the husband died. I wrote down the husband's name here. The first husband is Jaye Aboderi. So he died in 2004. All right. He died suddenly in the year 2004. I think they got married in 1999 or so. Then she got married again for the second time, which God permits, because God says that if your spouse dies, you cannot keep yourself remarried. So she got married for the second time in 2007 to Emeka in Zeribe. Emeka is an Igbo name from the eastern part of Nigeria. The marriage lasted for 7 months. Then they finally divorced in 2011. All right. They married 2007. Then they finally did the degree absolute in 2011. So before he now snatch this Daniel now from Doris Simeon. The wife of Daniel is Doris Simeon. Stella Damasus and Doris Simeon are best friends. They are so close. They do nearly everything together. Nearly everything together at last. They now started sleeping with the same man together as well. So that is how it is. So you, Esther, are you saying that they should not blame Stella for that? You don't know the real gist. That is why you are saying so. That is not the purpose of marriage from God. That is not it at all. Is this word back? This word, though, is a mistake. I mistakenly deleted your comment. It wasn't deliberate, so please. So that is how it is, Essay. Okay, she is a famous Nigerian actress. She is a singer as well. So you can go and read more about her and know. So if Essay is a Nigerian name, I'm surprised to hear that maybe you have not heard about what Stella did to her best friend Doris Simeon. Okay, so that is that. Fans are jubilating. Fans are jubilating everywhere now. Karma, they said it's karma that has befallen her. All right. So that is not the purpose of marriage from God to man. Marriage is supposed to be sweet, not to scatter. Okay. I was telling somebody the other day that Eve in the Bible played love with serpents. Played love with serpent. That was why serpent gave Eve the apple to eat. Had it been there was another woman, believe me, except maybe Adam is God-fearing. Maybe because of that single act, Adam would have cheated on Eve. Had it been there is another woman. Because it is true, women most times, men fall into temptation. True women. If a man is not God-fearing, why do you think that some pastors today in the society, People that are preaching that are preaching Christ, preaching salvation. People look up to them as a servant of God. At the end of the day, you will hear that this pastor did this, this pastor did that, this pastor fornicates, or this pastor committed adultery. Because there are some women they will see, they cannot, they can't just stay away from their beauty. They cannot. You see what David did in the Bible when he saw Uriah's wife bathing, her nakedness. He was like, I need to behold this beauty. That is how some men are. Some men are moved. Men are moved with what they see. Men are moved with what they see. Hello, Winnie. You are welcome. Thank you for coming. Men are moved with what they see. Okay? So that is why you will see that if you are not a good-looking wife in your house, you look so unkempt. I don't become Mama Iyabo. I don't born 5. So that's you go carry bra, they waka, they parabolate with butter up and down. You don't look decent in the eyes of your husband. If your husband is that cheating type, when I not done, before you know, he will be sleeping with his secretary in his office. Okay? So men are moved with what they see. That is how it is. If being God created another woman after Eve did what she did with that serpent, because that love then play for them. Love, Adam was not at home or was not around at that period. If now they're supposed to be doing one or two things, maybe praying for the husband, that time she never get belle now. Make it be like say maybe she have a baby and she's taking care of her baby. She is lonely. Loneliness kills. That is why God talked of this man and woman to get married because of companionship. Loneliness kills. It kills. If you are a married man or a married woman, your wife travels to the village to see the parents just for like 2 weeks. Except you don't love that your wife, or you will see immediately that wife just leave the house. You don't miss her. You don't miss your children. Okay? Or maybe your husband is that type that work abroad. You don't miss him because of that friendship that is there. That number one. So loneliness is not a good thing. It's a kill. That is why God still created another purpose of marriage, sexuality, so that we can have children. When our honey is not around, we can play with our children as friends. Those of us that don't like keeping friends, you play with your children as friends. God helping you, maybe your place is big, you now go run around the whole garden. Have fun. All right? So a lot is happening. For me, the man is supposed to tell his wife immediately, noticed Stella move, but he kept quiet. Yes, he is reuniting with his first wife, Doris Simeon. For me, it's only few men that are genuine. Oh, that's what we are talking about. I always use the word God fearing. I always use the word God fearing. That if your man or you as a woman is God fearing, it takes the grace of God. Even some men that are called men of God, they are doing so many atrocities today. They are doing so many atrocities. So let alone the one that is not even born again. It's not born twice. It's just born once. It's not born twice. Then do you think that is that one that will not do? Of course, it will do. Okay, so my host, these days, no God fearing again. Really, I still believe we still have God fearing men. I still believe we still have God fearing women. I believe. I know that it's not 100%, but I still believe that we have people who have the fear of God in them. who have really repented genuinely from their hearts, who have accepted Jesus Christ as their personal Lord and Savior, and they abide in the ways of the Lord. I believe. In all day. Okay. All right, no problem. Let's not argue about that if you say so. All right. So, guys, what do you think is another purpose of marriage? You can drop your comments as well for me, please. What you think is another purpose of marriage? Kiddy said we need true love, patience with one another, okay? And it's written in Ephesians chapter 4, verse 2. All right. Okay. All right, all right. I think it's only kiddies that gave me another purpose of marriage. When pastors are doing more harm to the society, it's true, but that does not mean that everybody is like that. Okay, that does not mean that everybody is like that. So that is how it is. Fans are jubilating, fans are happy, and they said it's karma. Karma don come back, come to am. Nemesis don come to am. Okay, dem say wetin Cain wey dem take whip first wife na adage o, pidgin adage. Cain wey dem take whip first wife comot for house, na im dem go take whip second one wey be say e enter with kurukere way. So na so e be. So dis Stella's own sef is not a new thing to me because it's happening. You will see some marriages that people snatch, the ladies snatch their men from their fellow women. At the end of the day, the man will go back to the first wife. We go back to the first wife. So that is to say, before now, before this news broke now on internet, the first wife, who is Doris Simeon, and her husband must have been seeing each other in one way or the other, or maybe they must have been communicating until he now said enough is enough. Okay, let me take essay comment. She said purpose of marriage is to stay together and do what? I've not gotten any comment from Oduwa. Oduwa came to the house. I don't know. I've not still gotten any comment from Flo J for her own opinion for purpose of marriage. I've not gotten from Oduwa his opinion from a purpose of marriage. I've not gotten from Mark opinion from a purpose of marriage. It's only two persons I've gotten from. This word, I don't think she's here because I mistakenly deleted her comments and maybe she got angry. But sometimes people should understand things. It was a mistake. My finger just touched it. I didn't even know. So, guys, please give me your purpose. Purpose of marriage. What you think? Purpose of marriage from God and the purpose of marriage for man as well. Make una talk am o. Even IBK, I've not gotten any comment from her towards the purpose of marriage. Purpose of marriage is not just to stay together, but inside recreating. Okay, but includes recreating. All right, that's a good one. Purpose of marriage is to plan and make better home. I love that. You plan and make better home. Till death do you part. Till old age, your children surround your table. That is what God says. I think there was I can't remember this song. Something like my children surround my table. My children surround my table. I will see my children. Thus saith the Lord of hosts. I can't recall. I was in primary school when we do sing this song at the children choir. Something like that. I can't really place it very well, but that is what it's supposed to be. Your children supposed to surround your table. The purpose of marriage at old age, when you are very, very old, when you are not strong again, you and your spouse, your children supposed to surround your table at old age. That is supposed to that is another purpose of marriage. Okay, so yes, it's an old song, yes, essay, but I can't replace the weddings anymore. It's something like my children surround my table, my children surround my table. I will see my children. Thus saith the Lord of hosts. Okay. My marriage shall be a blessing. My children surround my table. I will see my children. Thus saith the Lord of hosts. Yes, your marriage shall be a blessing. Your children surround your table. You will see your children. Thus says the Lord of hosts. That is another thing, blessing. Marriage supposed to be blessing to us, supposed to be blessing to the man, supposed to be blessing to the woman. That is why you will see some men that are living in abject poverty. By the time family manage to raise money for them to get married, immediately they bring in that new wife, that new ìyàwó. You will see open doors. You will just see open doors from nowhere. The wife have brought blessing to that marriage. Okay, the wife have brought a blessing to that marriage song. Yes, so it's like that. Marriage, another purpose of it is supposed to be blessing. If you married your man in one room apartment, you as the wife, you have good head. You bring blessing to the man. You bring open doors, contracts here and there for you both to relocate. Because by the time you start having baby, that sexuality I said that God created the purpose of marriage for, definitely the outcome is conception, pregnancy. That one room apartment will not contain you and your family, and you will not even like it. You are married to your man 5 years ago and you still live in one room, one mattress. No, now there's supposed to be progress, prosperity, blessing in marriage. So some women have this good head. By the time they enter marriage, you just see open doors. I have seen a lot. You will see open doors. Before you know, they will just pack out from that one room that they've been dating, one room that they've married, and they will relocate to maybe a bigger apartment, 1 bedroom or 2 bedroom. That is the purpose of marriage. Blessing. Marriage is to make a better future together and be happy, because marriage without happiness is hell. Yes. Happiness. I think I talked about that because I still put it down here as one of the purpose that God planned for us. Marriage is also for corrections. Marriage is for directing. You direct the paths of your spouse when he or she is going wrong. That is how it's supposed to be. Correction. You direct. All right. The marriage is encouragement, support. I don't know why some women will say marriage is not for support. I don't know. Marriage is for support, because even if in the Bible supported Adam, it supported Adam. Eve did not just sit down like full-time housewife while Adam will be tilling the soil. It supported Adam. She tilled the soil because now from there then they eat. Okay, there's nothing like Mr. Emeka shop or Papa Ebuka they sell provision shop there. No, they are farmers. Development have not come then, like now that we have development everywhere. People are inventing, people are discovering and all that. So that is how it is. Support. So women should remove this notion in them that marriage is not supposed to be for support. It is wrong. Even though you are married to a billionaire, it is not a crime I've said it in one of my videos before. It is not a crime if you take from that your pocket money your billionaire husband gives to you to buy one or two things in the house that you know you are lacking. Okay, I'm not talking about your own personal self that is lacking, that you know that your family is lacking. You don't need to wait for Papa Amaka to return from work to give you monthly allowance before you will shop. Okay, if you are working fine and good, you can support your family. It's there. If you are not working and you are placed on salary, that is your savings, from that your little salary your husband, because there are some people that their husband pays every month. Okay, so from that your little savings, you can assist your husband, you can support your husband. He's your friend. Because you as a friend, if you really have a friend, you help a friend when the friend is in time of need. A true friend, you help the friend. So your husband is your friend. If you cannot help your husband, if you cannot help your wife to do house chores, it's not only to buy you, even house chores. Your wife went to work and then she'll be back maybe later in the evening. You, the man, you return on time, you are just sitting down brekete. Not that you are sick, not that you are tired. You cannot help your wife, you cannot support your wife to cook. You cannot support your wife to do the dishes. You cannot support your wife to do the laundry. Maybe early in the morning, two of you just left the house, dropped the children off school, straight to work. You did not do the breakfast dish. Okay, you as the man, you return on time. There's nothing wrong for you to do it. You must not wait for the woman. That is the support we are talking about. Actually, it's totally wrong to say you married to be happy if you did not work out for that happiness. Yes, I agree with you. I put it down. I think I put something similar down here. Well, when I talk about marriage, that God created marriage for many purposes and not for your happiness alone. Yes, God created marriage for many purposes and not for your happiness alone. All right, so don't be thinking of yourself alone. That is not how it's supposed to be. Encourage your spouse, support your spouse, direct your spouse. If you are married to a kind of man that is too extravagant in spending, doesn't know how to checkmate his finance, as a good wife, you're supposed to sit him down. Papa and Amaka cannot be like this, we go do am, na like this we go do am. Do your part. Even though Papa Amaka will say, leave me, is my money. God knows in heaven, God who said that we should encourage, God who said that we should direct, knows that you as a wife, you have done your part. You are telling Papa Amaka that it's not like this, it's not like that. Don't live an extravagant life. Save. All right. So before marriage, I believe the key ingredient for happiness should be laid down first. Then which is raw material before marriage will be developed along the line as marriage journey begins. Okay. Happiness is not about marriage. It's true. It's true. It's not about happiness is not only the purpose of marriage. Some men doesn't take advice. Yes, I said it cheesy. I said just do your part as a woman. God knows that you have done your part. God will say that you should support, that you should direct, knows that you have done your part, because these are still purposes of marriage. Direction, you give good advice, you support. God knows you have done your part, and you yourself, you have your conscience clear that yes, I did this. Because by the time it backfire, you go say, you will not recall him that I think I tell you that time, so time. So that is how it is. I understand some men don't take advice at all. They think they know everything. So at the end of the day now, they might be duped, or one thing do two things. They will not cry back now to the wife to come and borrow her, to borrow him money to start up business that they will pay back in 1 year time. So that is how it is. Okay. So, as I said, God made a helpmate for man, and the helpmates are women. Purpose of marriage in our life is friendship, companionship, keeping together, marriage as a garden. God knows that man cannot be alone. That is why he created a woman for him. He knows that man will be lonely. That is why he created a companion for him. Partnership, having your own task, correcting, directing his or her path when he or she is going wrong. For blessing, marriage is also for blessing. Marriage is an image of God. God ordained it, okay? So it's not only as a person in marriage, but as an image of God. So God should be number one man in our marriage. Encouragement, you support. God created marriage for many purposes, not just for happiness alone. All right? Why I did this is because of what is trending now. I took my time to really come up with this. What is trending about Stella Damascus? Stella Damasus, that at last karma have caught up with her for taking her best friend's husband to marry, to put that lady and her children in pain for this couple of years. And at the end of the day, God says that this is not what I plan for marriage. This is not what should be the purpose of marriage. You can only do that when your spouse dies. All right, guys. Thank you very much for coming. I do really appreciate each and every one of you. As I say, God knows, but when man is broke, the woman will be the one carry responsibility. Now so it be. You go cover your man now. Now bad wife na im go dey expose im man. So that is how it is. You go cover your man anyhow e be, you go dey cover am behind closed door, dey suffering, dey smile. People go even dey admire, say hey, I love dis people marriage o. Every time wey you see two of them, na so dem dey hold their hand like handbag for street. Dem no know say na the woman na im dey foot the bills. If the woman no cry talk come outside, people no go know say na so e be. Na im get so say all wey glitter no be gold. But even at that, we should nurture our marriage as a garden. We should cherish it. We should take good care of it. It is only people you want to accept them into your garden that you will allow to go into your garden. Garden is supposed to be a private piece of land in our compound that we take good care of. So that is how marriage should be. Marriage as a garden. Nourish your garden. Know how your friends will come to your marriage. When it comes to marriage, you will see some women, their friends sef dey enter their kitchen, dey cook. At the end of the day, they go serve that food wey the friend cook to their husband, make their husband chocolate. E get as e be o. E no suppose to be so. You suppose to cook for your husband, or your husband suppose to cook for you. Not your friend. When you are well, your friend will come. You say, okay, Monica, enter kitchen, go cook o. Before you know, you go dey hear story that touch, and you give Monica leg o. Before you know, Monica go dey enter matrimonial bed. Na dem na two go dey sit down dey gossip. That is not the purpose of marriage o. Friendship na to an extent. She can sit in the sitting room, or if you are cooking, she can stand by your kitchen door. Una dey talk if you want to talk. But don't allow your friend to cook for your husband. It is very, very wrong. That will be another topic for another day. Thank you, guys. See you some other time, God willing. Goodbye for now.